Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 1 of what's going to be a new Let's Try. So this game actually came out of early access, the official version released, the 1.0, a small handful of months ago. And it's one I've been wanting to play forever. Now I'm currently playing quite a few different games, but this seems to be where my vibe is right now. And kind of keeps me gaming and going forward by trying different new stuff, as well as we're just gonna try it out and get into it. Probably a little reckless to start another let's try, but let's have some fun together, guys. So let's check this out. Hope you'll join me going forward. And this is episode 1 of Let's Try. Without further ado, Alaloth, Champions of the Four Kingdoms. It's an action RPG, open world, lots of love and soul put into it. And yeah, I don't know much about it. I don't meticulously research games that I want to play. I just know that I want to play them. And this has been one that I've really wanted to play. Like, this was high up on my list, so we're going to check it out together and see what comes. So we'll start with settings. See what sort of settings are in the game. General language, English. Tutorial, screen shake. Combat slow-mo. Damage values, floating damage values, party cursors. Enemy nameplate, auto lock default. It tries to lock to the nearest targetable enemy in front of the character. Yeah, high contrast enemies, kill cam, dismemberment. Okay, looks good. Video, let's check this out. Let's go with windowed. Very good. Gamma. I guess that's pretty good. Audio should be fine. We'll get into controls as we go. Okay, so let's jump right into new game. Bong bong. You see I have Elzarian here. We'll delete. I just basically played just to see the intro. That's as far as I got. So we're most definitely, God willing, going to get further than the intro. So let's delete the save, start a new one. I also wanted to see character creation.
In a time before the gods went to war, before the coming of Alaloth, there were 4 great kingdoms. The Republic of Laristir, the Blessed Kingdom of Ederhest, the Desolation of Baga, and the Expanse of Catacomb. Each kingdom, a collection of houses championing the virtues of the kingdom. Yet this was before Alaloth and the War of the Gods.
Oh, snap.
During this pantheonic conflict, many gods were wounded and fell.
Huh.
At war's end, Alaloth, the great betrayer, stood above them all in triumph, casting his ominous shadow across the world. At his command, mighty tempest, spears of lightning, and dark energy rained down upon the land. Dragons, beasts, and other foul creatures not seen for millennia have appeared again, besieging the
Whoa.
kingdoms with fire and death. These vicious creatures rage unchecked, laying waste to any and all in their path. And from the shadows, the spectral circle, worshippers of Alaloth conduct dark rites and whisper secrets designed to seed unrest, lay the faithful low, and drive allies apart, all in service to their hateful god. And they are succeeding. Where once the kingdoms stood together against all threats, they have now turned on each other, suspicious and vengeful. And the war that once consumed the gods looks as though it will soon consume the kingdoms as well. And so it falls to a few, a band of champions, and whatever allies they can gather to find a way to bring peace to the kingdoms and end Alaloth's reign once and for all.
Very beautiful trailer. Alright. So that's what we're up against. Think we can handle it,
Are
guys?
you prepared?
Oh. Well, we'll see about that, I guess. Okay. Single player campaign mode. Competitive campaign. Okay, one champion across Playman, chosen to be the herald of a new era. Face the trials and tribulations that plague the four kingdoms alone, holding the fate of everyone on your shoulders. This mode allows the player to be the one and only hero of Playman. No champions to compete against, and only Alaloth to raise the stakes. Whereas competitive campaign, each kingdom has enlisted a champion to find the way into the Valley of Storms and kill Alaloth. These champions will impede your journey and will do everything in their power to bring glory to their kingdom. This mode places 3 competing champions on the map, making roaming and exploration harder, but giving you access to unique rewards. That sounds pretty cool, and I think that's originally how the game was meant to be played, but I'm going to be more boring, I guess, and pick the safety option. Go with single player to where we can really just take our time, because I'm a slow gamer anyway. So if we were playing competitive, I would definitely lose. Okay, so we've got humans. What's B? More info. I'm not even sure if that is a B. It is B, okay. Okay, so we've got the different factions, the different races. Humans, Kingdom of Eterest. The most versatile and adaptable mortal beings in Playman, leveraging their resilience against physical and mental harm as well as their rapid population growth. They've established a formidable kingdom. They excel in no single domain, yet they are not particularly vulnerable to any specific weakness, granting them the freedom to forge their own paths and identities. And we've got elves, minus 5% damage, magic damage vulnerability, plus 3% lightning resistance, chances of preventing the lightning condition. Lightning suffer an additional 20 damage per stack when hit. The damage is also applied to nearby allies. And vulnerable to 5% magic, plus 2% confusion resistance. Confusion increases talents cooldown by 5 seconds per stack. Minus 5% poison resistance, which inflicts 3 damage per stack every second. Minus 5% stun resist. Stun can act for the duration of the stun. Ancient denizens of the woods, the elves are renowned for their enduring connection with the natural world. Though they may not boast the same physical strength as other races, they excel in swiftness, grace, and possess acute magical prowess. Dwarves, plus 3% ice resistance. Ice reduces movement speed by 10% per stack. Plus 5% stun resist. Plus 2% weakness resist. Weakness reduces focus regen speed by 10% per stack. Plus 10% magic damage vulnerability. Raised in the freezing mountains of Karakon, the dwarven race learned to adapt to the harsh climate over generations by constructing their halls inside the mountains. Their thick skin enables them to traverse the cold passageways with ease, granting them a significant tactical advantage in their native terrain. However, they suffer more severely than other races in hotter climates. Then we've got, whoops, I didn't mean to select them. We've got Orcs, Desolation of Baga. And they get plus 5% poison resist, plus 5% fire resistance, minus 10% ice resistance. From childhood to adulthood, an orc endures the daily struggles of traversing the blazing wastelands. Though the orcish race has always inhabited harsh environments, it wasn't until the catastrophe of Baga that their kingdom fell and the relentless heat transformed fertile soil into an arid desert. Yet, rather than succumb to defeat, the orcs refused to yield, instead embracing adaptation to the unforgiving, scorching, and poisonous terrain. And then humans. Okay, so we've got 4 races here. I'm going to go with the Republic of Larastir. Elves. B, more info. Oh, that's what B does. Okay. So again, we can see their resistance and stuff. So it seems like they can suffer more from poison and stun. And take 5% less magic damage. I think that's what that is. Minus 5% magic damage vulnerability, yeah. And it's also green. It's lit up green there. Okay, let's confirm. Now we have fighting style, one-handed and shield. This will only influence your starting equipment. This is a very useful combination that was used for centuries, combining the power of the weapon with the defensive ability of the shield. You can use any weapon that you can easily wield with one hand, and the shield will protect you better than any other tool. Dual wielding refers to using a one-handed weapon in both hands. It's intended to be an option halfway between the damage output of two-handed weapons and the defensiveness of a shield and weapon combo. Polearms, a common sight in the armies of the Four Kingdoms when marching on to war. The polearm has the advantage of being long enough to attack the enemy from a comfortable distance, protecting the life of the wielder by keeping the enemy at bay. The fighting style relies on spears, halberds, and staves with a cost to maneuverability. Heavy weapons. Large weapons include two-handed swords, battle axes, warhammers, massive clubs, and polearms. They are heavy and bulky, and if used improperly can be quite dangerous. Because they have a good range and heft, they are deadly weapons. However, due to their weight and bulk, they are often slow and tiresome to wield. This tends to give a very quick fighter a slight advantage over you. Okay, so these are the different styles. I'm going to go with starting equipment. Let's go with polearms, something a little different. Legacy, Vasilian, all-seeing. A small house where seer blood has thinned. It is rumored that Kellis was once a member but is no longer among their ranks. In compensation for their loss of sight, these elves are scholarly, seeking answers to future questions in the tomes of their kind. Thilvanil, ever vigilant, descended from the Verquintus Inquisitors. This house chose to relinquish its persecution of the elven races and instead unite the two people as one. When this attempt at unification was decided, the house changed its symbol to two halves, joined by the elven symbol of unity, a scepter, possibly linked to a relic that once served as the centerpiece of the House of Welcoming before its devastation by the dragons. They serve as the shields of diplomats, supporting any who strive for peace, regardless of race or perspective. Nearthinial, Silent Blades. This house is predominantly composed of the Near Ether, believed to be the silent veil that protects the elven lands. However, when a great crime is committed against the elves, the house is secretly tasked with ensuring that justice is served, even if it extends beyond elven lands. The Ni Rehain, from War, Wisdom. The most somber and warlike of the elves, they were forged several decades after the collapse of the Verquintus, and they believe that the elves must continue to fight on all fronts to reclaim the world that was lost. They possess the largest standing ground force in Larastir, and they Their commanders have studied countless tactics and skirmishes throughout the centuries. The Versidei are hearts to the flame. They believe in divesting themselves of physical anchors and dedicating themselves to contemplation and the appreciation of abstract beauty, both inner and outer. They hold that only calmness of spirit and anchoring one's consciousness can counter the oppressive psychological tide afflicting the elves and driving them toward the retreat. Mia near Lesta, fly true. This house is primarily a military one, and they've perfected their craft with the bow and arrow. Individually deadly, a group of them can decimate a force 10 times their strength with coordinated arrow attacks. They favor a unique belief in the truth a bow and arrow's flight can bring, and once an arrow is released, it will find its truth even if buried in the heart of an enemy. The near Firael, Swords of the Skies. Firael was believed to be the last child born before the coming of Alaloth. The circumstances of his birth split two houses. This is believed to have occurred due to his parentage. Normally this is of little consequence, but when Alaloth descended and the Verquintus rose, the child was used as an example of how the mingling of blood had weakened the elven people. Firael, witnessing two families divided, sacrificed his life in an attempt to bring them together. The Lear Firael, the Shields of Firael. They are the second house split by the circumstances of Firael's parentage. While the Near Firael are nomadic, the Lear Firael are determined to protect Larastir itself from further events such as judgments and hatreds that split them so long ago. While the Near Firael scattered in search of peace, the Lear Firael chose to remain at home as the Shields of Firael. They often serve as priests and warriors and regard birth, regardless of race, as a blessing. The Villenlive, Hearth and Vale. This house is one of duality. They are known for seeing any situation or conflict from two perspectives, which at times slows their actions and other times allows them to correctly intuit the intentions of an enemy. They have a large cavalry force, and the mount and rider fight as a deadly team. The Ciliarial, Nature Leads. This house is devoted to the preservation and safety of the forests of Larastir. They patrol the roads and root out monsters and dangers within the forest depths. Their motto encompasses both the wilderness and one's own soul, advocating for all members to find their own path. The white stag is believed to be a spiritual symbol that guides those along this path, although the stag has not been seen in centuries. And that's all of them, so quite a few legacies here. I think we'll go with Our Hearts to the Flame. Versidei, we'll go over that again in a second. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Our Hearts to the Flame. Versidei, they believe in divesting themselves of physical anchors and dedicating themselves to contemplation and the appreciation of abstract beauty, both inner and outer. They hold that only calmness of spirit and anchoring one's consciousness can counter the oppressive psychological tide afflicting the elves and driving them toward the retreat. I'm not sure though. There's a few ones I'm interested in. The Shields of Firael. Hearts of the Flame. Let's go ahead and pick them. Then we've got alignment, neutral. People who are neutral with respect to good and evil. Have compunctions against killing the innocent, but lack the commitment to make sacrifices to protect or help others. Neutral people are committed to others by personal relationships. Good. Good implies altruism, respect for life, and a concern for the dignity of sentient beings. Good characters make personal sacrifices to help others. Evil implies harming, oppressing, and killing others. Some evil creatures simply have no compassion for others and kill without qualms if doing so is convenient or if it can be set up. Others actively pursue evil, killing for sport or out of the duty to some malevolent deity or master. We'll go with good. Then we have a deity, Bohai. Nature goddess, plus 35% map speed, plus 30% poison resistance. Bohai. I'm going to go over this in a second, guys. Give me a sec here. 1 second. Alright, we are back. Let's go over the deities. Bohai, nature goddess. Bohai was one of the aspects cut from the earth goddess during the Pantheonic War, and she represents vegetation and the wilderness. While not evil or hateful, Bohai cares little for civilization and politics of the kingdoms and the gods themselves. However, she does actively resist and fear Alaloth's power, and knows that if the god frees himself from the Valley of Storms, he will not hesitate to turn forest and the wilderness to ash. Then we've got the All-Father, the never-ending battle, plus 500 max health, plus 15% talent cooldown. The All-Father is the first and father of all gods. He was born from chaos, conflict given consciousness and purpose. He was believed slain during the Pantheonic War, but many of the faithful attest that he was simply wounded and sleeps until the day he can rise again. Bingel, the Hawk, plus 5% critical chance, minus 25 max focus. Alaloth's ability to control storms and unleash spears of lightning tore great wounds in Bingel during the war. As a result, her powers weakened, she lost her domain of the sky and instead became a patron of watchfulness and sudden decisive strikes, akin to a hawk swooping on its prey. Jaiha, goddess of earth, plus 20% critical chance against beasts. Jaiha is the earth goddess, the shaper of the world and the raw elemental canvas upon which the blood of gods was shed, and gave birth to the beasts, the sky, the sun, the moon, and all the people of the kingdoms. Uncaring of most of the affairs of humans, Jaiha reserves her true blessings and favor for the beasts and animals, and has gifted them with adaptability and the ability to grow to great sizes, limited only by their ability to hunt and consume prey. Loran, lesser god of the tides, plus 35 maximum weight, 10% map speed, 30% ice resist. God of the tides, patron of sailors and pirates, those who pray to him ask for clear water, calm waves, and a plentiful haul while fishing. Tane, plus 15% critical chance against demons. Tane came to life from the earth goddess when she was wounded in the Pantheonic War, and from that wound a terrible sense of purpose was born, not to elevate the world, but to hunt all that endanger it, every beast, every foe, every abomination. While the earth goddess spawns children, the huntress is the one who trims them back when their appetites grow excessive. She dislikes her mother and blames her for allowing Sis to twist her magic to create the abominations that infest the realms. Tudum, goddess of beauty, plus 30% confusion chance, 25% stun resist. The goddess of beauty and passion holds sway over the aesthetics and both body and soul, as well as the ardor of lovers. While not widely worshipped, she's occasionally invoked by seducers seeking an advantage in their amorous pursuits. Ulhair, lesser god of fertility, plus 100% gold. As the god of fertility and marriage, worshippers seek his blessing during weddings and when couples attempt to conceive. It is believed that neglecting to pray to him during these times may result in his punishment. Vaismil, the light of peace, plus 15% critical chance against undead. Vaismil is the embodiment of the light of reason and forward thinking. Seeing the pantheon consumed by conflict and war, she sought a way to redefine challenge in conflict, Using the mortals as an example, rather than allowing the mortals to wage war on each other, she sought a way to unite the mortals and turn their efforts outwards to shape their world, their philosophies, and even the universe itself. And then back to Bohai. So I think this one, we're going to go with Vi's Mill. Plus 15% critical chance against undead. More info? Oh. Alright, then we've got character. Okay, so we get to make our character now. Something like that. Hair. Can't spin them around. Pretty cool hair choices. I think we'll go with that right there. Head. Maybe something like that there. Age. Ancient. Little age. Scars. Go with something like that there. Facial hair. Hair color. Go with brown. Alright, race elves, polearms, bears today, alignment good, Vaismel deity, single player campaign, enter character name, Yelron. How about Elzarian, House Versade. Enter text, enter. Okay, are you sure you want to proceed with this character? You'll be unable to modify it later. F yes.
The elves from the Republic of Laristir have retreated from the world due to recent events. Some say the elves want nothing more to do with the other three kingdoms, or that they have grouped up to defend their homelands from the coming war and chosen an isolationist policy. Others say the elves are making their way west to the great ports of the retreat, where they seek to depart the continent for a new homeland. In truth, the situation of the elves is far worse than people realize, and they believe it was their weakness and lack of faith that caused the Pantheon to fall and deception to take root. Even more disturbing, there are rumors that an ancient gate to the underworld has been staring ever since the Tempest. A slow vibration emanating from it ever since the Tempest swept across the land.
Huh. Pretty cool. By journeying... Oh. Feniar. Look who decided to show up for practice. I guess that soft bed and all those warm meals are taking their toll on you. Fear you'll lose your touch. Good morning to you too. Shall we begin? Exercise those muscles. Go over the basics so the next time you face an opponent, you won't forget your training. Let's do it. Okay, press 3 to lock on the enemy while hovering over it with the cursor. EQ to switch your targets. I'm not sure what that button is. 3? Oh, the third mouse button, okay. Finally, we'll start slow, get you in the mood for a fight. First things first, never take your eyes off the enemy. Stare them right in their sockets until there's no more life in them. If there are multiple enemies coming at you, make sure to not focus only on one for too long. Now it's time to strike. Go easy, nothing that will tire you out. Bong bong. Good, but these light strikes can only do so much against tougher opponents. Go for a heavier strike. Just remember, they may be deadlier, but it'll leave you exposed and tired. Okay, right click. Boom. Wow, I comboed there at the end. Each fight is unique. It's up to you to decide how to engage the situation. As you look at your opponent, make sure to notice their poise as you attack. It only takes one vulnerability to bring an enemy down, and there's nothing more reinvigorating than seeing your enemy stumble. Attack enemies with depleted poise to deal increased damage. When you break the enemy poise, you recover focus. There we go, stunned him. Oh, I like this range, son. Combat feels good. There we go. The harder you hit, the more they will stumble. Hold a direction and press Control to run. Now it's not all about the action, it's also about reaching your opponent or running away. How about you give me some laps, stretch out your legs. Good. Remember, fighting's not only about the attack, it's also about the defense. A quick dodge makes all the difference between life and death. I'm going to attack you now, and I expect not to hit you. Press space to dodge. Very cool. Ooh, I like that. Dodging is all well and good, but that's not always an option for too long. You know where I'm going with this. Raise your arms and prepare to shield yourself from my attacks. Hold shift to block. Parried. Oh, parried again. I didn't mean to do that. Don't expect to hide behind that stance forever. The enemy will wear you down eventually. That's why you need to find that perfect moment where you can strike back as the enemy's attack is foiled. Come on, show me. Press shift right before an attack connects to parry. Ah. Trust in your instincts, but be careful. Enemies won't hold back if you fail your timing. Attack the blocking enemy to be deflected, then press space to dodge out of it. Strike me now so you can feel your attack slip away as I block it. Remember, when you lose your footing, it's better to dodge away to regain it than standing in place. Your arms are not the only weapon in your arsenal. I know it's often forgotten, but your legs have power of their own, and a good kick can leave a blocking enemy defenseless for a little while. Press C. Yeah. Those knives you have, while unlikely to cause any damage to an armored opponent, will get their attention, maybe even separate them from their group. Give them a shot. Press G to throw a knife. Bong bong. A good warrior knows how to take a beating when they need to. Put your arms aside and let yourself be hit, then strike fast against your opponent. I find that course of action to be rejuvenating. After receiving damage, HP can be recovered by attacking. Cool. I didn't quite catch the HP regen there, though. Don't forget those flasks on you in case the enemy knocks the wind out of you. I trust that you know what you're doing, but in the heat of battle, we tend to lose sight of our own health. That's as much as we can do today. I fear that you'll see combat sooner rather than later, but at least you won't be forgetting the basics. Thank you, I'll be on my way. Cool, so that was a quick tutorial of combat. Oh, something's happening. Bulin, the counselor. Adira Jaiha, I know it is early morning, but a dove brought with it news from the capital. I suspected that you'd want to know at once that the High Chancellor himself wrote to you. I wish you'd have time to recover, but duty calls. What did the letter say? That the High Chancellor demands your presence. The sooner the better. More than that, it didn't say. I suspect it concerns the recent rumors of warriors being recruited across the land. Perhaps he's looking for a champion. So it is time for Alaloth to die. I hope so. We all do. The High Chancellor has chosen wisely. He always does. We know that you will not fail our Republic. I'm sure we will all sleep easier when this 300-year nightmare has ended. Many thanks. I must get going. The High Chancellor awaits. Okay, so here we are. Use WASD to move or hold Alt to move in the cursor direction. Press Control while moving to run. You can also zoom in and out with the zoom. Stronghold. The Stronghold works as a secure hub for you and playmen. A counselor will help you with the hiring of servants with different skills that allow you to cook, craft, respec, collect taxes, and enjoy your stay at home. You can even buy unique furnitures and skins to customize the look of your place. From time to time, visitors will visit you, unlocking quests and unique events. Oh, that's very cool. T, close, hold. Alright, codex entry unlocked. There's a lot to get to, guys. Oh, and it's cutting out down here. I have to go full screen after all. And I can't do it until we exit the game and come back. Let me see if I can alt-enter it. Nope. We have to go to the main menu. Is it going to save here, though? It should, if we hit continue. No worries, we'll just have to play full screen. Hopefully you're still seeing this. Let me double check. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to fix it, though, if anything happens. Oh, we're 37 minutes in, so I'm going to save it here, guys, and say thank you for joining me. Oh, we can just pick this up right here, and it saves it. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have some fun with this one, guys. It just seemed to choose me finally, and it seems finally time to get into it and have some fun together with you guys. So, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. It's a great help to my channel. Lets me know that you'd like to see more of this game. It's a very deep, huge CRPG, so should be a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Quick reminder, if you're new, if you want to be a big help to my channel, you can become a member here on my channel, or here on YouTube, or on patreon.com/fluent. Just a friendly reminder to check that out if interested. And we're going to get into this more next time. We'll explore the Stronghold. Crudeness is the death of elegance. I hope you've not forgotten your training. We're going to check out the Stronghold, explore first areas, and see what's what. So we'll go through all the menus and stuff next time too, like the inventory and all that good stuff. So hope you guys will join me then. Until then, be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. Don't go anywhere. We're just kicking off here with Alaloth, Champions of the Four Kingdoms. See you guys in the next one. Ciao for now.